Hi, I'm Paul Feiner, Greenburgh Town Supervisor.
I'm Pauline Mosley. Welcome.
And we have a very interesting program today. We have as our guests Lauren Brose and Lauren Kroll. And the Laurens. And they're both with Sustainable Westchester. And I attended an event sponsored by the Fairview Empowerment Group probably about a month ago or so. And it was like really amazing because anyone who attended, they were giving away free items that would probably be worth about $80 and helps people save money through energy conservation. So maybe you could tell us first a little bit about both of you. You know, what got you involved in working for Sustainable Westchester?
Sure, yeah. So I'm Lauren Bryce. I'm the director of the Building Decarbonization Programs at Sustainable Westchester. And as many people probably know, Sustainable Westchester is a nonprofit organization, and we're a municipal membership organization. So it's our goal to serve not only the municipalities, but their residents and their businesses and the community. So we've got lots of programs to help people save money on their energy bills. But first, let's meet Lauren.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Lauren. I'm a program manager, also in the Building Decarbonization Department. But most of my work is under a state-based program called the Regional Clean Energy Hubs. So we do, outreach to residents and help guide them through the process of understanding local rebate and incentive programs and how to pursue, home energy projects in their home. So it's, a lot of hands-on work and a lot of support, but it's really great and, it has a meaningful impact.
What motivated both of you to get involved in this job?
Yeah.
I care very deeply about the environment and reducing carbon emissions. So working at Sustainable Westchester has been a great way for me to pair my interests of really helping the community, but also taking action on sustainability at the same time.
Yeah, likewise, share a lot of the same principles, but I started as an intern actually right out of college at Sustainable Westchester, and that was just such a great experience for me to get into the world of clean and renewable energy. And something that was really, has been growing, but was really growing at the time as well. So I think the timing was just very opportune.
Well, the good news is if people are upset about rising food costs and inflation, this is something they're organizing programs where you're actually getting things for free. So could you tell us a little bit about the event that you sponsored at the Fairview Empowerment Group, sponsored,
Sure.
and what some of the benefits were for residents who attended?
Definitely.
Because we're going to be doing it again probably in January.
Yeah, so Sustainable Westchester has a program called Energy Smart Homes. We're available to help homeowners and renters through different New York State and Con Ed programs to make their homes more energy efficient. So we partnered with the Fairview Empowerment Group a few weeks ago to give away these energy kits. So what's in the kit has been provided by NYSERDA. And I just want to mention we're a regional clean energy hub, so that's how we're able to have the kits. And we are looking for more groups to offer energy kit giveaway sessions. So we partnered with Fairview Empowerment Group, and we'll be partnering with the town of Greenburgh in January. So do you want to talk a little bit about the session?
Yeah, sure. So it's part of our efforts to show that, a lot of the time we work with people that want to take on bigger projects like insulation or air sealing or changing out their heating systems even with, cleaner options. But at the same time, there are a lot of things that, individuals can do on their own accord to, lower energy usage, reduce heat loss in the wintertime. So that's kind of what we're, intending to do here in addition to sharing all the programs and information that we normally share.
So for example, a lot of people spend like thousands and thousands of dollars fixing their windows because the windows after a while are not that energy efficient. And I guess you see commercials on TV saying, we'll give you a good price, but people could do work in their home by themselves and save money without spending thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, and just because you mentioned windows, I just want to address there's a lot of people thinking they have to fix their windows right, but really the thing they have to fix is the amount of insulation in the walls of their home and what's happening in the attic. So let's definitely dig into the DIY stuff we have here, but if folks are watching the show and they're interested in having a home energy assessment, figuring out how to diagnose their home, see where the leaks are, how to plug up the drafts, there is a New York State program that can help people pay for this work, finance it, and get it done through a trusted partner contractor. And working through Sustainable Westchester, we can help people through that
That's
program.
great. What's the phone number of Sustainable Westchester?
Oh, let's put it at the bottom of the screen.
Okay.
914-242-4725, extension
That's great.
5.
So could you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask either Lauren, so how many families as of today, or homes I should say, have you helped in service? And have they seen a drastic benefit by utilizing these wonderful kits?
Two parts to that question, right? So overall, we've helped thousands of homeowners across the county. More than 10,000 homes have added insulation and done. That's over at least the last 10 years. So we need lots more homes to go through the program. But as far as the kits, we have yet to give away over 100 so far. So we've got lots more kits to hand out. And I think either way, people do see the benefit of air sealing and insulating their homes.
Could you show us, tell us what some of these items are that you can get for free?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you
Oh,
know,
and by the way, if and to get it for free, there's a catch. It's like going to a timeshare when you get it.
I wouldn't call it exactly.
It's like you have
Sit
to,
through
where
the
they say,
presentation.
oh, you go to a presentation and then you get $100. That's it's the same concept.
sit
But
through
so the thing is, you don't get these kits for free unless you attend a seminar.
Yeah.
And the seminar is about an hour long.
Yeah, so we want people to basically be able to understand, you know, in addition to how to actually use these items in their homes, because we do go over that, we also want to make sure that they're connected to additional resources and information about, you know, what they can do in terms of next steps, and also understanding, you know, just how buildings work and why we use and lose energy, which are all, you know, important concepts to understand in this day and age.
Yeah, and I just want to mention that if people are watching this and we haven't set up the date of the seminar where you could get the free things, if you call me at 914-438-1343 or email me at pfeiner@greenburghny.com, I'll let you know when the seminars are. And do you have many planned in the
Yeah, we have some coming up in Portchester. We have others coming up. So if people visit the Sustainable Westchester website and go to the events tab, they can see any of the sessions that we have planned.
That's great. So I'm curious, we talked about window insulation.
Yeah.
So we have over here, this is, how much would this normally cost if I went to a hardware store?
I'd say about $10.
Okay,
or
so you could get this for free by just going to your seminar. So it's a Simply Conserve window insulation kit.
Yep.
So if do you have to be very handy to figure this out?
No, not at all.
Here, let's open it.
Yeah, we do go through the details and everything like that, how to install it during the session. And they also come with, you know, little installation guides as well, so people can refer to that later if needed. So yeah, in this kit, you know, we talked about windows and what we can do to, you know, reduce drafts through windows, because people do, you know, either see light coming in through the cracks or something like that in the frame of the window or something like that. So this is specifically trying to address that rather than just jump right to replacing it. So it comes with a few items in the kit. So first it comes with, if I can get it out, this double-sided tape, which is what actually, you know, secures the window insulation to the window. So you apply this, you know, around the frame so that it's covering any areas where there's leaks or gaps. You want to make sure the surface is nice and clean, and then measure and apply it accordingly, because that's where you're going to apply the insulation, which is actually just this plastic sheet. And you fix it to, you know, the area where you added the double-sided tape, and you can actually blow over it with a hair dryer, just like a standard
but
hair dryer.
this doesn't go on the window. This goes on the side of the window.
It goes over the window, so it depends where the leaks themselves are. You know, if it's in like the area where the sash is, for example, then you can maybe just apply it inside the frame or outside the frame if there are leaks.
Will it make it harder for people to like see outside their like, because this is sort of like somewhat plastic, so if you put it over, it doesn't sort of like mess up your window?
No, generally not. I mean, it's pretty easy to remove at the end of the winter season. The one thing is that you can't open the window during the winter time, but hopefully you don't want to open the window too much during the winter anyway.
That is great. So you put the tape, you put this over the window,
Yep.
and then
blow over it with a hairdryer. That makes it a bit more, a bit tighter, so that it really fits in and really seals up that area, and it makes it a bit more translucent as well, so you can see through.
That's fantastic because it just snowed last night. This is perfect
exactly.
timing.
And sometimes you feel
Perfect timing.
around the frame even of the window,
Yes,
anything
you feel
like
the draft
that.
coming in.
Exactly, yeah. And sometimes those things can be fixed with simple measures like that, or the window insulation kit is one thing, but we also have weather stripping here in like this rubber form and in this foam form. And you can add that, inside the edges of the windows, so you stop gaps that way, or indoors as well. It's a good use.
So does your organization for seniors or elderly or someone that is unable to do this, does your organization provide someone to come out to the home and do this for them for a fee or for a service?
So probably the main way we'd recommend to do that is one of the programs we work with a lot is called NYSERDA's Empower Plus program, which is specifically for low to moderate income residents of New York State. And it includes a lot of measures that are either free or low cost. And one of those can include, things like weather stripping. So a contractor can come
that's
out
fantastic.
and, install those things, can install a door sweep like this at low to no cost to the homeowner. So it's like getting an energy kit plus the install stuff as well.
Great.
This is such a
fabulous.
fantastic program. And I have a question. Like, you're involved in a church, and there's a lot of
Absolutely.
people who are maybe lower income.
Yes.
This could be the type of thing where the
absolutely.
church may want to sponsor an event, and you can
Yes.
say, listen, we're going to be giving these free items out.
Yes, and a seminar.
Yeah.
I think what you young women are doing is absolutely fabulous. It's so informative because you're raising awareness about energy. A lot of people in the community don't even know that this wonderful organization exists and that these services are there. They just go through winter after winter, cold in the house, and all these different issues that you're dealing with. So I think this is a very good idea for churches, synagogues, anywhere where there's a senior community, or just even not senior, just regular homeowners, to be more aware that this wonderful information on how we can conserve energy and conserve our heat in our homes. It's great. It's fantastic.
I think
Thank
this
you.
is really amazing. People always complain about taxes, and this is a way that you could offset your
bill.
tax bills by saving money. And it's not only the free kit, which is worth $80. It's all the money you're going to save by taking advantage of all these items on the kit. So I see over here, this is energy saving surge protector.
Yeah.
What's this about?
Yeah, so the deal with this is specifically trying to reduce energy, or specifically electricity loss, through our bigger appliances. So this works well if you kind of have a system that works together, like a computer setup or a TV. And it's trying to reduce something called the phantom load, which I'm not sure if people are familiar with, but it's basically energy use that happens even after an appliance is turned off. And that can account for a lot of energy usage. I think the Department of Energy estimates that about 20% of our electricity usage is due to these phantom loads. So
Spooky.
if you,
Sometimes we call it vampire
we just
energy
passed
use.
Halloween, but so this specifically tries to make sure that we're only using the appliances when we need them. So there are, some outlets that can always be on for things like your Wi-Fi router or a clock or something like that. But then there's also control and automatically switched on outlets. So, when you turn on your computer, for example, it also turns on your sound system. So it's trying to, be responsive and manage your energy usage in a better way.
And I just want to remind our listeners that if you attend the seminar, it's all free, all these items. So sometimes when your lights go out, you want to replace the light bulb, and you're giving out light bulbs as part of the kit.
Yes.
And could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the kit comes with, there's only one here, but we do give 2 LED light bulbs, which people are pretty familiar with now, but are basically, instead of traditional light bulbs, these produce the same amount of light, light emitted for less energy consumption. So replacing even just your light bulbs with these, which you can find at most hardware stores now or home improvement stores, can be a really major fix.
Do you find that the light bulbs last as long as regular light bulbs?
Yeah, definitely longer, I would say.
Way longer. The lifespan of an LED is much longer than a typical incandescent light bulb. Yeah.
That is, that is great. And then I see Frost King
Yes.
water seal. What's that?
Yeah, so this is another form of weather stripping here. So the kit comes with 2 kinds. It comes with a foam and a rubber. So the foam is a bit easier to use in terms of application. It's a little bit easier to apply and is better in, those areas that don't get too cold because it does have a risk of freezing or cracking, versus the rubber is more weather resistant. So that's something you could use like in your exterior doors, for example. So in my house, we use both these things. My family uses the foam tape around like window air conditioner units, even in the summertime, for example. And then the rubber weather stripping in like our exterior door to stop leakage through there, because otherwise you can see a little bit of light coming through, which is often means that cold air is coming through as well.
That is really great.
Yeah, so do you have any numbers just so our listening audience can really understand how effective this is? So do you have any preliminary data that shows, okay, like my bill was say $300, and then once I winterized the window and I did a few of these things, that my bill went, let's say, from $300 down to let's say $250 or something. So now I'm saving $50 a month, but over time that accrues to say $2,000, let's say, over the year or something like that. Do you have any data that shows how effective this is? Because someone may be saying, oh, that's just a little thing, why would I go through all that? But these little things add up, especially if you assign a hard dollar to that. So do you have any numbers on that?
Yeah, I do.
I think you could get a sense of the DIY kit, like when we talk about the phantom energy load. If you think about looking around your house at night, all those blinking little lights, those are all your toaster, your microwave, the coffee maker, the cable box. Those items are all drawing energy even when they're off. So using the smart strip would allow the power to be shut off completely, and then you're saving on all of those items. So across the board, DIY energy kit, I don't know if I have specific numbers. When you think about the LED moving from incandescent to LED, sometimes it says the lifespan on the box. Don't have that. Well, estimated energy costs for this is 96 cents per year. A typical incandescent light would be a couple dollars. In
great.
comparison.
And that adds up, however many lights you have in your home.
It does add up.
So.
But with the big money, the big savings is, yes, the DIY stuff is awesome and we love it, but also having a full home energy assessment and implementing added insulation, air sealing, that does save people significant money. And there is a payback period, and there's financing available through NYSERDA, so you can kind of pay off the work with your energy savings over time. We've seen hundreds, if not thousands, of people do that.
Yeah, the town, we're going to be putting solar parking canopies in this building next year, and we're also doing it at Anthony Veteran Park. So the town board approved it. This will be up probably next year at this time.
Fantastic.
So I'm really pleased with that. And
Congratulations.
we were the first community in the Hudson Valley to have solar panels at the town hall years ago.
Yeah.
We're already on our second list. Do you know how long solar panels usually last?
We don't have, I'm 25.
Yeah, I would say up to 25 years generally. It depends on, maintenance and everything like that.
And is the technology, getting better and better with solar panels and?
Yeah, definitely. You see, efficiency improvements, and that doesn't just go for solar, but things like heat pumps, which we also work with, which are an efficient electric-based form of heating and cooling. You do see those, efficiency numbers, how little energy they have to use to heat and cool your home or provide, electricity savings, that does improve, with innovation from year to year.
Years ago, there were a lot of grants and subsidies for heat pumps and solar. Has that dried up, or is there a lot of grants still available?
Definitely still a lot available,
Lot.
not in the slightest.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the big, talks of the town nowadays is about the Inflation Reduction Act, for example, which a lot of those incentives and rebates for home energy related improvements are, kind of taking off this year and next year. So that adds a lot for people, and especially people that, otherwise wouldn't have the income to be able to, make those improvements. So,
Right, and the numbers there, like a 30% uncapped rebate on a geothermal installation.
Or solar, yeah.
Right, or solar. We've got rebates installation, heat pumps themselves, $2,000 tax credit. So
In terms of like the contractors, the Sustainable Westchester vet any of the contractors, and is that something that a consumer should basically be aware of, or
yes, there are specific contractors to use if you want to access rebate money from Con Edison or from a NYSERDA program. Sustainable Westchester has a list of recommended partners, and it's important for people to get multiple quotes. We encourage that. So take a look at the vetted contractor list that we have. You can call a contractor that's not on the list, but make sure you do some price comparison. And when it comes to the tax rebates, you can use any contractor that you like.
when you have the seminars that we're encouraging people to attend, what additional information do you give them that you haven't sort of given right now?
Yeah, so we normally start with an overview of, the technical term is building science and home performance, how homes work and use and lose energy, just to kind of, level set and make sure that people understand, why these measures are effective in their home. And then we walk through, the installation, how to actually, do these measures. But then also if people want to take those bigger changes and make those bigger upgrades, then we provide information on the incentives and rebates that people should be aware of, how to apply for programs, how to find local contractors, that sort of thing.
And Sustainable Westchester, Greenburgh's part of an ESCO, the Westchester Power, and sometimes people will say, oh, why, my costs are a little higher than, say, Con Ed's, and why is there an opt-out? But when we're part of this Westchester Power initiative and Sustainable Westchester, a lot of the benefits enable us to take advantage of programs like this, because Sustainable Westchester is doing much more than providing just an ESCO.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
And additionally, another program we have is called Grid Rewards. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, could you explain that?
Yeah, sure. So Grid Rewards is a great program for people to take advantage of. You voluntarily lower your electricity usage in the summer after receiving an alert, and then at the end of the year, you receive a check in the mail. So
For how much?
Well, I live in an apartment in White Plains, and I usually do about over $100. My best year, I made $170. What was your best year?
I got $230 last year.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, crazy.
That's good.
Yeah, and it's a nice surprise at the end of the year. Just for I think last year I only had to reduce my energy usage on like 4 to 6 days maybe. So it is a lot of savings relative to what you actually, the measures that you have to take.
So how do you participate in this program if anyone wants to do the Great Rewards?
And they should do Grid
Yes.
Rewards.
Okay.
It's easy and fun. So
Okay.
they can go to the Sustainable Westchester website, check out the Grid Rewards page. You can also download the Grid Rewards app from App Store or wherever you get your apps. And it's useful year-round. You can check the app to see how carbon-intensive the energy grid is. You can
Okay.
take a look and see information about tips and tricks on how to lower your energy usage. But the
great.
most important part is participating in what they call the demand response events. And we're taking collective action to reduce our usage. And a lot of people say, where does the money come from to pay the Grid Rewards users? So basically, the utility has an option. When the energy grid is under the most stress, they could either pay millions of dollars to a peaker power plant to turn on, provide that extra power, or instead they could pay the energy users for the energy reduction.
Do you have like a easy, for third graders like list and say, you could save $200 by participating in the grid, program. Do you have like an itemized list or maybe a pamphlet that I could sort of circulate, to residents that would be sort of like easy for the average person to understand?
Yeah.
Because I think, one of the problems with a lot of, these efforts is, a lot of people don't read the fine print or may not read it. And if you say, we could save you money, this is an easy way to do it, and you give 3 or 4 things, if you could get something like that to me,
Yeah, and that's
then I'll
all in
circulate.
the app. We can put it up on the screen too.
Yeah, that would be great. And if even if you could just write up something that I could then share with residents, because what I could do is reach out to people who are participating, say, in the a STAR program. That there's programs for people who are financially in bad shape, and this could be a big savings. Saving $200 for somebody who's elderly and not working, and barely managing to stay in their home is a lot of money.
It's really about how much energy usage you're reducing. So the customers that stand to, not run their air conditioning, they're not running their laundry, they're not doing the dishwasher during that time. Maybe they're pre-cooling their space. Those are the folks that are going to have the biggest reduction and get paid the most.
So basically, if I'm wasting a lot of energy,
Those are our
and
target
let's say you're
customers.
not,
Yeah.
I could actually save more
You would.
because if then all of a sudden I'm changing my habits. On the other hand, somebody like you may be really careful, so you're not going to get as much.
Yeah.
So actually, you were worse than her because she basically made
I don't
less.
mean so,
Well, Lauren's in a house. I'm in an apartment.
So there is more energy usage as well now.
depending on the space.
And some of these fixes or changes you make are things like, raising your thermostat, and then sometimes if there was an event going on, raise the thermostat and then, go into town, go to a local restaurant or something like that to pass the time. But, definitely for people that are already, doing those things, and especially for people that are income constrained, already have to limit their energy usage just to get by, there are programs that can help with bill assistance as well. So whether it's the Home Energy Assistance Program called HEAP, that's available statewide and nationwide to people to reduce or to provide savings on their heating bills over the winter time. And also the local utilities have their own bill assistance programs too.
Yeah, I was just thinking you could have a county-wide competition who's saving the most.
We have the
We
Crush
have done
Carbon
that,
initiative for the high schools,
Really?
and last year New Rochelle High School signed up the most kids or families, and they earned a $1,000 prize
wow.
for that.
This is really
That's
great.
great.
We're running out of time, unfortunately. This is so interesting.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. So could you give us the phone number again?
Sure, 914-242-4725, extension 5.
Great. So thank you. They're very lucky to have working for Sustainable Westchester, both of you, because you're really passionate and
Very
really
passionate.
believe in the cause, and you're great ambassadors for Sustainable Westchester.
Thank you.
you,
That means a lot.
Supervisor.
Thank you.
you so much, Supervisor.
So I'll send this to Noam Bramson.
Great.
Sounds
I'll
good.
tell him that you're underpaid.
Get us brownie points.
Good.
Absolutely.
Good. So thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, we hope Greenburgh residents really do reach out. If they're struggling to pay their energy bills, we can connect them to programs that maybe can help.
And I think what we'll do is organize something at the beginning of the year, probably the end of January, and then we'll spend the month of January publicizing it.
Yeah, or if you're a group as well, if you're a member of, a local community group, we definitely want to hear from you as well. Reach out to us and we can schedule a session.
I could also reach out to the various churches serving lower income residents and basically advise them that they should have a program. In fact, if you want to even write up something saying,
that's a great idea.
then I'll send it to them.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's great. And civic groups also.
Yes, how long is the sessions?
They're normally about an hour to an hour and a half long.
that's
just because it's
perfect.
a lot of content to get through. But
that's
we do
perfect.
try to, make it, a nice event as well. Have some food available
Yeah,
for
in fact,
folks.
it was actually one of the highlights. It was the best sandwich that I've had in years.
Highview
good to hear.
Bagel in Greenburgh, of course.
Yeah, that was
That's
really
where we
great.
got all the sandwiches.
Yeah,
This is
Sounds
awesome.
good.
Thank
that's
you.
great.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for having us
Thank
today.
you.
And